I'm Bob the Bike Guy, and I'm going to start off with showing you some unicycles. This is a very unique unicycle. This has an off-center wheel. So as you can see, as the distance to the bottom changes. The next unicycle is called a draft unicycle. It's taller, and some people consider a taller one easier to ride, but farther to fall. So there's a trade-off. This is called the Impossible Wheel, but now it's called the BC Wheel. You throw this like a bowling ball, and you run and jump on it and glide along. It was called the Impossible Wheel because nobody could do it, and finally somebody could do it, so they changed the name to BC Wheel. To my knowledge, this is the biggest diameter unicycle that exists, 56 inches in diameter. And this is a standard unicycle, a Swaim unicycle, one of the early models. You can tell by the pedals. This is a German quadricycle for a child, very durable, made in Germany. This is a German 7-passenger bike, and it's considered the Cadillac of multi-passenger bikes. Independent pedaling, everybody pedals at their own rate. I'd like to plant a quick seed. This is ideal for visually impaired. You could have 6 visually impaired people on this. Riding, pedaling independent, and 1 driver. You only need 1 visual person on a multi-person bike. And this is an all-wheel drive bike. Front wheel drive and rear drive. So that makes that kind of unique. For the older members of our audience, they might remember Art Linkletter. This is a special Art Linkletter 4-wheel. This was in a parade one time. It was a big hit in the parade. And over here is my favorite daily rider, a recumbent bike, and has under-seat steering, and it allows you a nice back support, nice wide seat, and you're low to the ground, so that means if you start to slip, you just put your feet out as outriggers and you save the day. On a regular bike, you may not do that. So, hey, thanks for watching. I am Professor Spring, and springs are used so much in our daily life, from the common mousetrap to the bicycle kickstand to a stiff spring maybe, or this is a spring also, and made for steps, and this is a special spring called a slinky, and you don't have to use slinkies on steps. You can use it on ramps. So you can try it over here on small steps, or we can try bigger slinkies on big steps. So the bigger the slinky, usually you have more success if you use bigger steps. That's it. This is the Slinky treadmill, and it allows for me to exercise my slinkies. So I have a crank here. Crank it, and I'm going to start off with the slowest slinky first. And I have to be careful I don't crank too fast, otherwise you'll go off the end of the treadmill. I can also vary the angle on the Slinky treadmill. I have another crank for that to get the optimum angle. You can see I have no trouble keeping up with this Slinky. It's a little on the slow side. But he's still important. He's slow. He could be an older Slinky that's gained a little too much weight. And he can't keep up. So now we'll change from this Slinky to the next speed Slinky, which is more conventional, what you're probably used to seeing. And you can see he's definitely faster. And I should be very general neutral. It could be a female, I don't know. You can see I'm having a hard time keeping up. The It's good exercise for me too. I'm exercising my slinkies. And it's good to exercise them because they might get rusty. Alright, now, you imagine I'm starting to have trouble there. Can you imagine when I bring the little guy in who's really young? It's going to be hard to keep up with him. Well, he's a fast runner. It's fun to have slinky races too. I love slinky races. This is a spring. It's not a slinky because it's not made by the Slinky company, and Slinky is a proprietary name. I found this in a dumpster, and I'd almost kind of written it off. And somebody else had already written it off. But then I tried my spring escalator, and it works the best. So the moral of the story is, sometimes you might think a person doesn't have an application, but if you can find the right application for any individual, they will excel. This is regular bounce juggling. But I prefer under the table juggling. You can use the top of the table. I'm using the bottom of the table. Because anybody can do 3 balls. Okay. For my collection of marble drops, this is the most popular.